Hello, welcome to my channel, Mainframe Concepts, where we talk about mainframe concepts. Today we're going to talk about various ways of executing a program, and you can see there's 5 ways of executing a program on the mainframe. The first is when the code is in stream, and as you can see in this diagram, the instructions are coded within the program and they are executed sequentially. You can see here an example of the program where you have the start, and module 1 and module 2 are part of the sequential instructions, and as you can see, the instructions are executed sequentially, and module 1 is executed, module 2 then is executed, and if there's some need to execute module 1 again, module 2 is going to go to module 1. And the second is when you want to perform. So the way the perform works is, as you can see, is that instructions are coded in a separate area of the program, normally at the bottom of the program, and these instructions are still part of the source code. And here's an example of a perform. So you have the program starting, and once it reaches the perform instruction, it's going to jump to the module 1, and after execution it's going to go back from where it left off, and once it reaches perform module 2, it goes to module 2, and at the end it's going to go back to where it left off. The third way of executing a program is using a call. So with a call, the difference between a call and a perform is that in the call, the instructions are coded as a separate source code, and these form a module which is link edited to the main program. So there are basically more than one program, the main program and also the called programs, but they are physically generated as one executable program. So here you have an example where you have the main program coded as one, and the module 1 and module 2 are separate source codes, but they are physically still linked with the main program. So you have at the start, the program starts and it calls module 1. What happens is that it does the same way as perform. It basically passes control to module 1. At the end of the execution of module 1, it goes back to where it left off. Execution continues, and when there's a call to module 2, it passes the control over to module 2, and once it's done, it goes back to where it left off. So these are 3 separate programs linked into one executable program. The fourth way of executing is a link. So in link, the instructions are coded as separate source codes, producing a different executable program. So physically, it's a separate program from the main program, and what happens is that the operating system passes control to the module if that module is in memory. Otherwise, the operating system loads the module and passes control once the module is loaded. So you can see this, the main program starts, and once it reaches the link module 1, what happens is that the operating system will load module 1 into memory, and once it's loaded, it's going to pass control over to module 1. And at the end, control is going to go back to the main program. It's going to execute, and once it hits the link module 2, the operating system will load module 2 into memory, and it will pass control onto module 2 to execute. And once it's done, it goes back to where it left off. The last way of executing a program is using the load command. So with a load, the instructions are coded as a separate source code, producing a different executable program. So this is similar to a link. And physically, there is a separate program from the main program, and the operating system loads the module once, and when needed, control is passed on to the module. This is similar to link. The only difference is at the start of the program or somewhere. So once it reaches load, it loads module 1 into memory and loads module 2 into memory. Module 1 is going to execute, goes to where it was loaded in memory, and after it executes, it continues and goes to call module 2, and once it hits call module 2, it's going to execute that module that is in memory. So the program is loaded once, but you can execute it anytime. Here again, these are the 5 ways of executing a program: in stream, perform, call, link, and load. And if you want to see which of these is most inefficient, watch my other video and find out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.